What are your guys' thoughts on the Trevor Bauer situation? Do you think that the Dodgers have handled it right to this point? Let whoever wants to take this one up first.
Megan?
Hold on. I have a lot of I wouldn't say mixed emotions, but when I read that article, though, I legitimately felt sick. I was at work. Well, I was off, but I was staying to watch the game. And I was like, I need to just sit down in peace to myself. Like, it made me sick because I'm not one to defend Bauer and definitely not defending him, but I would claim that I was a Bauer fan. I was petitioning for him to come to San Diego. I interviewed Luba for Ballpark Vibes during the pandemic. I was basically a fan of the Bauer camp at that point. I have since unfollowed Bauer on social media. It's a lot, especially since it hits a little more closer to home because the fact is the girl is from San Diego. And it's just, I guess the way I could put it is Bauer's not completely at fault. They're both at fault. But the point is, just because you consent in a text message, you can revoke consent at any time. So just because she said yes at first, it doesn't mean in that moment she was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And that's fair. And the fact is, Bauer claims he's this smart man, almighty guy. He should have known better to the point where this is not going to look good, especially if it comes out, especially since he's such a big guy on his brand and wants to basically be this face of baseball media and stuff. I don't think he's expecting to become this face of baseball media. And if he always has his brand in mind, like he says he does with the first ambassador for lids and stuff, again, this should have been a thought in the back of his mind. Maybe I shouldn't go this far because he went way too far. Just because she had consented at first doesn't mean it's okay either. It was a lot. I don't know if you've seen the images since they've came out, but it's not good. And I don't want to speculate or say kind of what's going on within the whole Bauer camp, but the creative director of Momentum has since resigned and does not want to be part of that company anymore. And I don't know what's going on with his PR person, but I know someone who's very close with her, and she was not with Bauer for that 4th of July weekend when she should have been there doing damage control. She was at a minor league baseball game. So I'm wondering if she resigned as well, and I don't know how to really process this whole situation because it's really a lot, and I don't think he has a career in baseball after this season. That's kind of where I'm at on this.
All right, Pam, what about you? Do you think Bauer plays the rest of the season coming off of that?
Definitely not. Megan can kind of attest to this as well. I've never really been a big Bauer fan. Just, I don't know why. I just never really was. And just now all of this coming out, I actually found out about it. Like, I had like gotten a notification. She's like, oh, Trevor Bauer's on administrative leave. I was just like, oh, dang, that sucks. And like Megan and I have been talking about it the last couple days in the last couple days. And then like his administrative leave got extended. I don't think he'll be playing whenever he gets off administrative leave, whenever this, I don't want to say settled, but whenever it's handled, I definitely don't think he's got anything the rest of this year, and anything after this year is going to be tricky for him to kind of reel back in and do that damage control and kind of fix his presence and his, I know the word I'm thinking of, but I can't articulate it, but like his
image.
Yeah, that's
the
it.
image in your head. It's
is the image. Yeah, it's definitely, he's definitely going to have to work some damage control on his personal image and his professional image as well.
It really is a shame because actually, even despite him being a Dodger, I was a big fan of Trevor Bauer, and kind of disassociating art from artists here is going to be like definitely one of those tough things that I think a lot of baseball fans or Trevor Bauer fans are going to have to cope with. Obviously, the Dodgers signed him to a multi-year deal. He was the highest paid player in baseball going into this. Meg said that she doesn't think he has a career in baseball after the season. I think that is a little bit more of a stretch. I do think that we will see Trevor Bauer back on a mound in the MLB at some point, given that we have seen players in not necessarily just MLB, but other leagues that have come back off worse situations that didn't even have this fine line of consent on them. Obviously, we've seen like, who was it from the Astros a couple of years ago? Was it Urania, or someone help me out here, that had obviously a horrible domestic violence situation and was pitching on a World Series team. Whereas this, obviously, there is a text message thread, there is a sacking counter, there is a lot of stuff here that makes this not just like as easy to say as like, and I think we all are in pretty much uniform agreement here. Guy hits a girl, guy's a piece of shit, walk him away. That's kind of like always been what most people have been raised on. But with the added text exchanges, added stuff going on here, it's kind of like, it kind of makes you kind of like cringe at the situation, like both ways, whether you're on Trevor Bauer side of the fence, whether you're on the girl side of the fence. I don't think that anyone's just can just teeter totter in the middle on this too much too, because of you do have images like Meg was pointing out there. Anytime you see images, like when we look at something like the Ray Rice situation a few years ago in the NFL, it does make the situation 10 times worse to have a film history to review. I think he will pitch again. I don't think he will pitch again this season. I think it'd just be a hard thing for the Dodgers to be able to explain to their fans, or even kind of like move past post All-Star break. I think this situation, they have to at least let it play out in the courts first.